What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Sunday League's Investors channel. My name is Brian, and today we have a special guest. You guys know his collection. We want to always have him on our Flex Fridays, but we can't because it will be favoritism. But we have Pierre with soccer_town_cards joining us today, talking about high-end soccer cards. You want to say hello, Pierre?
Hey, guys. It's great to be on. Really appreciate all the love that and your content is amazing.
Thank you.
One of the best out there.
Thank you, man. But hey, listen, your collection is so amazing. Me, Bob, and Luigi, we were always talking about how, like, man, one day if we can have 10th of that type of collection, we'll be set for life. Like, just as a collector in general, it's just beautiful, man. But one thing I want to talk about today is that high-end cards. You know, high-end cards are something that I think hasn't been really getting much love, hasn't been getting much talked about. But you know, before we get into that though, Pierre, you know, do you want to get a quick snippet? I know we talked a little bit, quick snippet of like how you got to soccer cards, because like the way you told me about it was really interesting.
Yeah. So, I started with basketball, just like everyone else here in the States. And Penny Hardaway, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Magic Johnson. And then I did a hiatus. The 2002 World Cup came, and I actually watched 98 World Cup with this guy, Ronaldo.
Man.
And I fell in love with his game. I was going to pull out the ticket. I saw him play in 1998, actually, right before the World Cup started, in Giant Stadium in New York. And I just fell in love with his game. So, and then I just started collecting as much as I could back then in the 2000s. And then I had a hiatus of about, I would say, like 5 to 8 years. Family, kids, didn't have time to focus on cards. And in 2014, I started getting back into cards, really hardcore. And I always loved soccer, and I just started picking up a lot of soccer stuff. And it's just been a great journey so far. I mean, it's evolved so much from just in the last 6 years to what it is now. It's just leaped this year completely with all the other sports, obviously, but there's still so much upside in soccer. I mean, it's the most watched sport, and the cards are still so undervalued compared to other sports.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Pierre. I wanted to ask you, you know, I wanted to kind of dig a little deeper. I know you said you had some gaps in between when you're collecting. What made you say, hey, you know what, it was 2014 you said you really got into?
Yeah.
Like what in 2014 made you say, hey, you know what, like I actually want to put this set amount of budget onto soccer cards? You know, is it kind of like you saw an opportunity, or is it more like you really enjoyed it? What made you do that? Because, you know, 2014 was like, I mean, that's prehistoric for soccer cards.
It was the World Cups, right? So every time the World Cup would come around, like the world stops, like for everyone. And the 2014 World Cup, actually here in the States, the Panini Prism coincided with that.
Interesting.
And there was a lot of, I joined a lot of breaks back then.
Oh, wow.
Trying to hit this Ronaldo signature, actually, which I recently got. I don't have it down here with me, but I recently got. And the World Cups really got me back, pulled me back each time there was one. The 2002, I remember distinctly because that's the year I started getting the Ronaldo rookies and the Zizou rookies, like this guy.
Yeah.
And had a gap. 2014 came, and I just started connecting with the Pele collector in Sweden, and I just looked up to his collection, and I just wanted to get better. And it just evolved, and it just kept growing and growing since then for me. And I've just been picking up cards for soccer ever since.
Nice. Well, that's a really good point that you said. You know, the world shut down when a World Cup happens. So, like, for people that are coming into the soccer card hobby, I would say, think about it one more time. You know, 2022, the world's going to stop again, and soccer cards are already getting clout. So imagine how much more excitement is going to be pouring into the soccer card hobby. You know, so that's a really great point that you put up. But moving along, though, I wanted to ask you. You know, I like I said, you have such a great collection. I wanted to ask you, there's a lot of different high-end sets, going from National Treasures, Immaculate, Noir, Eminence, Flawless. I know you talked about a little bit about the tops refractors and everything. What would you say is your favorite high-end set? And do you have an idea why you like it more so than others?
Yeah. So my two favorite high-end sets would be the Flawless set,
Right.
which is just spectacular, and the first Immaculate set. The Noir set, the Spotlight series is just impeccable. Like, I'm not sure. It's like one of those iconic sets where it's the gold signature and it's like limited to, I forgot if it's 20 or it's a very low limited number. But they're going to be super high end and very tough to like, the market is dried up on them. You don't see them pop up, especially for like Messi, Ronaldo. It's just one of the definitely high end sets that are just going to take off. But Flawless, to me, I mean, when it's game worn like this and on card auto, I mean, it just doesn't get any better, right?
Yeah,
stuff like that. Panini just doesn't do a lot of. The Exquisite is another one, right?
Yeah.
Exquisite is just. I mean, the Eminence, pardon me. I just compared it to the basketball.
Yeah, I had an idea. Yeah, I agree for some reason too, but yeah, you're right.
But you know what I mean? It's just like the Eminence it reminds me of the basketball Exquisite. It's going to be one of those sets that it's just going to skyrocket. Right now it's high end, but it's just, you don't see a lot of those cards. The Noir is again, another on-card autos to me. I mean, I'm a sticker.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm a sticker. I wouldn't say I love stickers, but I'd rather have the on-card auto, physically guy touching it. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about that though. But let's talk about that though. I know you kind of talked about game worn and player worn, right? Does that make a big difference for you when you're looking at a high-end card?
For high-end cards, I mean, if the patch is sick and it's player worn, I love it anyway. Okay. But if it's game worn, it's just it's the cherry on top, right? Because know that it was in the actual game. Like I don't have it with me now, but there's a boot auto in Immaculate.
Yeah. Wow.
That
I know you talk about. I know exactly. Is it on your Instagram? It's like a Ronaldo. Yeah, dude, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's a number to 8. And it's just one of those cards. I mean, it's awesome. And the studs ones, the ones from Flawless and Eminence, those stud cards are awesome too, man.
Yeah, dude, I really love like the boot patches and everything like that. I think that's such a cool way to put texture on it. I'm not sure how it works with grading, but I completely agree. And the thing is, I was going to ask you is, I think you said the first year Immaculate is something that you're really into.
Yes.
So why is it the first year Immaculate that you're really into compared to the other Immaculates?
Because it was mainly on-card autos. Like the Milestones, that set is super high-end. It's like one of my favorite sets. The Milestones, the following year, they tried to replicate it, but it was all sticker autos.
Right.
And for me personally, it just killed it for me. Not to take away from the value or anything. It's just, I prefer,
it's truth though. It's the truth. It's not like you're trying to devalue anything. I think there's some truth that, on card just makes it just so much cleaner. You look at the beauty of it. Obviously the guy has to touch the card and everything like that. And I think it makes a big difference. That's one thing I wanted to ask too. It's just so many questions. With Immaculate. So you're saying the first year has a lot more on-card autos compared to the second year? Because I've noticed Immaculate in like recent years have a lot of sticker autos, which kind of just says, what's the point?
I mean, it's difficult. I mean, I know what I last heard from the Panini representative is that American sports is easier to get the players because they're here homegrown, and overseas to get a player, they play for a club, then they fly for a country or friendly. So it's very difficult for them. So what they do is they send them sheets, to the agent or to them. And then that's what they sign it and they mail it back. They don't have to worry about being physically there like they are here for basketball, where you see the players just signing the cards and just flipping it over. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing what I love about our market is like this card right here. This is a sticker, right?
Yes.
This is now high end. right? Just because it's who the player is, it's his rookie card. Many people don't think it's his rookie card, but in actuality, this is his rookie card.
No debate.
And to have it in pristine, it just makes it that much better, dude.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what Pierre is talking about, he just held up a pristine BGS 10 2016 Mbappe.
Yeah, these Panini foots. I mean, when he started playing, I think there was like 3 of us or 4 of us that really were just getting as much as we could back then, right?
Wow.
I remember these cards when they first came out. You could get them, for $20.
I remember.
It's insane now. You can't touch this card for less than $5,000 now.
Yeah, I
it's
remember.
It's a sticker, by the way. It's a freaking, which is awesome. I love that stickers are finally getting, the love that they deserve. Because in Europe, that's what they mainly see. I mean, when Panini came out, they did stickers for World Cup, for all their World Cup games, they have stickers. And now it's where people are starting to realize that, you know what, I got to, focus on getting these legend players or these rookie cards, just because in 1 year, they'll be like, 10X certain players,
Yeah, it's crazy. You're saying how the Mbappe stickers were like $20 and everything. Yeah. And I remember I hit $40 and I remember I'll never forget the day where me and Bob were like, man, this is so expensive, but I think we should buy some of these. I remember
wish I could buy a stack for $40 now.
I know, man. I remember just looking at him like, should we do this? Should we be doing this right now? But I'm glad we did a few of those. But ours wasn't as good as condition as yours, though. But
tough, dude. And then that's what makes them great because the stickers are so condition sensitive. The corners, any little peeling, it'll make it a 5. Yeah, it'll drop it down immediately in PSA. You have a little. It could have 3 sharp corners. The last corner, if it has a little unstuck or portion that's like lightly bent, it kills the grade. Yeah, completely. They're super sensitive compared to cards.
I wanted to ask you something real quick though. Like you're holding up Mbappe's rookie, and it's technically kind of pretty much high end if you really think about it, like you're saying. But would you rather have like a high end card for like I'm saying high end as in like a patch auto, like an on card auto compared to a rookie, or would you rather have the rookie compared to on card auto? I mean, it's just kind of curiosity now.
It depends on the player, right? I really, if it's the player I like, I would prefer the RPA. In soccer. It's just not that much. Like, I don't even think Panini even has done a series of RPAs.
No.
The closest thing they did, I think, we'll have Select. I think Select has like the Pulisic jerseys, right? That was his year jersey sticker auto. That's the closest thing that I could think of. It depends. I mean, everyone has their preferences, but to me, of course, I would have an on-card auto RPA of a player existed. Like if they did that for like Halan or all these up and comers, I'll be all over it.
Yeah, can you imagine that though? If they were able to put that together, like that mean that's a mega money mover if they could do that. And I think that's the problem with the high end soccer. Like I kind of just mentioned to you before we were got into the podcast and YouTube. Basically, the lack of RPAs, I feel like, is a really big deal of holding back high end soccer.
Yeah,
you know. So
and there's a market for it now. Back then, I mean, 2 years ago, the high end soccer market just wasn't there how it is now. It's grown so much, to the point that it doesn't surprise me what prices are going for now, right?
Yeah.
Like the Halan refractors, $3,000, right? The base Topps Chrome, $500, $600. We're talking about a base card, right? It's not like, so it's come a long way. I remember like breaking for let me see, Mbappe. Just grab this one.
Oh man, that shelf of yours. The people listening, he has some heat.
So I remember breaking for Prism and Select. The Select stuff for it was a year before his Prism, and not many people know that, which is kind of weird. The 2017 Select series.
Yep.
I remember it being like $35 a break.
Oh my God.
Which was cheap, right? But then it started evolving where people started saying, oh, who's this Mbappe kid? And it just doubled in price. And I think it went up to 3x. But joining those breaks, I'll tell you something. I don't have the select here, but to get a select base from Mbappe from that series, sometimes I would join a case break and I would just get one.
Wow.
That's how hard it is.
Wow.
And I would just, people don't appreciate that card as much as this card, maybe because it's a World Cup card.
Yeah.
And he's in his France uniform. People love it more, but the 2017 select, man, there's still lots of room for growth there.
Yeah, I agree. And even I was looking at like the going back into like, Messi's and Ronaldo's on-card autos. I just feel like they're not really like, even though they're getting up there in price. I think there was an Eminence logo patch auto that sold for $8,000 of Messi the other day, and I just feel like that's still not that really that expensive where it should be. Not. Right?
It's not. Yeah, it's not. And I think, I saw another collector grab like 5 of them to complete the set, which was
Jesus,
sick,
come
right?
on. Wow.
But yeah, it's so undervalued. It should be selling for 3x, 20 grand easily.
Yeah.
Those things are so undervalued. Talking about this guy, man, this card, man, did you see the price?
Yes. I want to run into my room to show you mine too, but yeah, dude, it's just crazy how everything has transitioned and everything. And I want, for me, I wanted to know, what do you think is like the best undervalued set that you think out of the high end sets, that we've been talking about? It's
probably a combination of Eminence and Flawless. I mean, they're still undervalued, even though they're high end in price right now. They should be selling for 2x. Like that Ronaldo that's out right now.
Yeah,
that should be like a 10 grand card.
Easy.
It'll probably settle around 5 grand.
Yeah, and a lot of some of these cards, like I was looking at Flawless, you can get an on card auto for some players that you might actually like. They might not make a superstar, but like for $100, it's like insane.
Yeah. Like I don't have it here, but James Rodriguez. I'm big on James. I love that he's in Everton now, right? He's
performing. He's performing.
I bought Flawless. I remember a 10 those jewel cards, whatever, for like $10.
Wow.
And it's a freaking Flawless, right? I have a few of his Flawless autos, and I'm sure I paid less than 100 for them.
Who's your PC, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
I have a bunch, dude. So I collect the Brazil Ronaldo, dude. He inspired my soccer set, right?
That makes sense, yeah.
Then my Pele and Cristiano. Those I would say my top 3. My top 3 guys. Zizou. I also love, dude. I love this game, and then I always mixed, some of like to have my diversity of old and new.
Yeah.
So a lot of the new guys, like this guy, a lot of people are sleeping on.
Yes, João Felix.
They're sleeping on this guy. They're buying other guys, but this guy is a stud, dude. This guy is going to definitely represent Portugal, and he's Atletico Madrid. He's going to fit well, and trust me, get this guy if you can, because he's definitely going to be a stud. And then this guy, dude. So the U.S. World Cup,
my God.
right?
It's so nice. That's a kaboom. Okay, if you guys don't know what it is, Pierre.
This guy's going to be in his prime.
Oh my God. Pierre's holding a kaboom Pulisic gold. PSA 10. Oh, okay, he has a green one too. Whatever. Wow, that's insane.
So this guy, the U.S. World Team with Giovanni Reyna, this guy, they're going to compete in the upcoming World Cup, but when it's in the U.S. here, dude.
Yes, sir.
His prices are going to be insane, ridiculous.
Yes, sir. I completely agree. Listen, I love Pulisic. The problem I think with him is he gets hurt a little too much. As long as he stops getting hurt, we're good. Because I think he has top class talent. Even though he's American, because I know we got that American bias in there.
Yeah. No, but you know what? He's still young, and I think he'll be 26. And usually around the mid-20s, you enter your prime, right? And this guy, I think him, Reina, and the other bunch are definitely going to, represent the U.S. well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. But anyways, Pierre, listen, this is really great to talk to you, especially with the high end sets. Cause like I said, we're still trying to learn high end set and we never like to talk about things that we don't know too much about.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have somebody that's experienced in buying high end sets. If you guys don't follow our Soccer Town cards, oh my goodness. The collection's insane and we learn a ton from you. But do you have anything you want to add though, before we log off?
Yeah, man. I mean, you definitely want to get, your legendary players, and you don't have to always buy the most expensive thing. And I think I talked to you about this, the Mundi Chromo, dude.
Yes.
I can't say enough about this.
Yes, I agree.
This is so undervalued. So undervalued. You must buy as many of these as you can. And I think right when we're talking, I bought a box, didn't find any of them. Right.
Wow.
So it's very tough. And like we said, censoring issues. It's very definitely one of those cards that will become high end. And that's what you got to shoot for, right? You don't always want to buy it at the top of the price. You always want to look at the bottom end and then go up. And this is one of those, definitely.
Yeah, it's basically having foresight on an item.
Without question.
So I think that's what you've done. It's not like you're like buying everything like at the top of the top. It's more like you buy what you like, and then because of what you like, and you see the foresight of it, that's where the value comes through. Yeah,
definitely. I totally agree. I mean, one of the things that I always say, don't buy the grade, buy the card.
There we go.
If you love the card, just buy it. Don't worry if it's a PSA 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I wish you could say that with the Pele. But anyways, hey, Pierre, thank you so much. If you guys aren't following soccer_towns_cards, you guys are missing out. But anyways, thanks, Pierre.
Thanks, Ryan.
We got to chop it up another time, man. Seriously.
All right,
we got to watch the Portugal game too.
All right. All right. I'll see you.
All right. See ya.